Hey guys, how you doing? So today's video, we're gonna go straight into it by kind of going over some mods. And this video was one I wanted to do for a while. This isn't gonna be, the most advanced, hardcore modding. Not really a guide, but just like showing you guys mods, what to look for, what are good mods, and kind of you can kind of go. I'll go into a little bit of what I feel like is some of the best ways to farm your mods, the most effectively. The reason I really wanted to do this is I've seen a lot of people that just got straight up bad mods from people's accounts. I've seen their mods. I don't want to name names or anything, but I have seen some bad mods. And also the new Lightside TV, guys, it is a tough one, and we've been hinted towards a new, not like a new version of mods, but like a new tier of mods, right? Whatever that one is, the 6F, I don't know, it's the purple goldish ones that we've seen in previous Q&As, or not Q&As, the Relic when they were first released with JTR. And that was the one, and also, people don't really know, we'll probably start off on this one right here. People don't really know the best when it comes to an increase of a roll of a mod stat. They don't know what the best rolls are, so people kind of 6E really just lame mods. And I want to start this off by showing you some of my really bad ones. So, I mean, before, Relics and Gear 13, I've had always, a good decent chunk of 6E mods. So just, off the top of my head, I know I have some that are, these crit damage ones. So like here, for example, is one I still think is a good one. It has some really good offense, and this is like on an offense percent. And I don't think this is the best roll. It really isn't. Anything above, 150 can be called good, but for me, this isn't a great mod. Another one here on a crit chance, and just some other ones that they have like really no speed whatsoever. Like this one right here. I have a potency one with 122 speed. Some more potency, I guess, which can be kind of good, but really, at the end of the day, it's not, top tier mod. If I could, I would really just get rid of some of these, but I don't think you can. Maybe you can. I don't even want to think about that. That'd be hurting my head. I don't think you can. Yep. Okay. So yeah, you can get rid of some mods, but there are some mods that I've always liked. I'm just gonna briefly show off some that I feel like are really good rolls. I want to go over in this video, just typical speed ones, which are good speed. I'm sure a lot of you guys, if not everybody that's watching this, knows what a good roll of speed is. Anything I think above 20 is a really good roll. And I want to go into speed, pretty typical stuff. I want to actually also go into two more aspects of this: defense percentage and offense percentage. Those three right there, speed, offense percent, and defense percent, I think are some of the three most important aspects of modding and mods when it comes to secondaries and of course primaries too. But here's a couple good mods that I would like to show off, and just not really show off and say, hey, I got this cool looking mod, but like to show you guys what a good roll is. So to do this, I'm going to show you a few, but I'm going to actually show you the steps, of each roll, the highest potential roll you can possibly get in each roll. But here was the one right here. You can see this one in the bottom right. It is a crit avoidance arrow with 28 speed. This is one of the best mods, if not it is the best one I have. That's insane speed right there. And some other ones that I like are really good. Sorting this by speed over here in the sort. You can see here I have some really good ones. 25. Really, if you really want to think about it, one of the best rolls for speed, 25 plus, I would say, is like god tier. 20 to 25, or 20 to 24 rather, is like really good. 15 and 20 is solid. Anything lower than 15 is meh. It's really meh. So I have a lot of 20s. I got a lot of I got a handful of 20s, 24 plus. Not a whole lot, as you can see, but I got a good decent chunk of them. So those are some speed ones. But here, this is where it's going to be a little bit tricky to figure out what you want to look into when it comes to these other two stats, the offense percentage and the defense percentage. So to do this, let me bring up some nice little, what are they called? Here we go. the maximum single stats you can get when it comes to a secondary. And you have, of course, the primaries as well. But we're gonna just chat about the secondaries because that's the most important thing here, right? Secondaries are really, you know what? Talk about RNG. This is where the RNG is when it comes to modding. It's just what the rolls roll. It's just a roll of the dice. So, as you can see here, this is all the secondary stats in the game. You have everything from speed all the way down to health percentage. And the reason I feel like offense percent, I didn't go over this, and why I think offense percent and defense percent, outside of just the speed, are some of the most important right now is because with Gear 13, you get a huge influx of extra stats when it's based off of percentage, especially with defense and offense. So that's really why I want to chat about those three. So here we go. A really great offense percentage here is going to be 0.56. That is the max you can possibly get. And you know what? I didn't know this, but I did figure this out a little bit ago, that you can actually find a 6 speed mod that just starts off at a 6. I saw one of those like once ever, and I'm like, what the heck? That is insane. So that can be a possibility, but that's very rare. And the max you can get of a speed, of course, is 31 once you 60 it. And everything here in parentheses is once you 60 it. So, you know, defense percent and offense percent here. We already went over the 0.56 for offense percent. So really anything I would personally go for in that field is around the 0.5 range and above. You know, 0.5 to 0.56. And for defense, I would shoot for almost the similar thing there. 1.7, around the 1.5 to 1.7. Anything around there is probably a good one to go for. So you got some of those, and you got all these other stats. So if you guys want to, you can always just, you know, screen cap this, or you know, maybe I'll leave a link in a picture or whatever in the description below. I'll figure that out. But this is a great, you know, resource. And then we come over here to what they turn into from a 5A to a 6E, and I find this stuff right here is really stuff I didn't really know too much about until I would say maybe a year ago of me playing, honestly. So, like I said, speed, and you got offense percent and defense percent. You can see here that the biggest increases are, by a huge majority, is from offense percent and also defense percentage here. On offense percent, you get 202% increase from a 5A to a 6E, and that is huge. That is why I feel like offense percent, not only you get this huge increase from a 5A to a 6E, but you get increased stats with Relics and Gear 13. It is insane. That's why attackers right now, like an Anakin, or, you know, both Anakins really, and, you know, just any other attackers, and they're just insane, you know, with 6E and, you know, high offense like that. So offense percent is really what I want to chat about in this video. It's insanely awesome. And then you come up here to defense percent. This is not as high as a 202% increase. You have 134% here, and that's still really, really good, you know. Comparing that to just the other flat defense, it's what is it, like around half yet from there, from comparing that to the percent of defense. And that's really another important thing on tanks. And anybody you really want to be, you know, just a durability kind of guy. For example, General Skywalker is one that I would really go for on a lot of defense percentage, and on ones that have a lot of extra, or ones that are defense primary percentages, like the diamond, right? You can go for some more flat defense. I don't want to go too much about that. I've done videos about it, but I just want to leave you guys with these couple things. That defense percent is huge for tanks, and just for a lot of people, you want to just, you know, have a hard time for the other people to, you know, kill, and make sure that they're alive longer. And then the opposite part of that is the offense percent, and you want those guys, your attackers, to hit hard. And those are just a few of my favorite ones. You can see also here another couple more honorable mentions for health percent. That's another great one. And also we just kind of went over the defense flat. Everything else is kind of minute. It's not really great too much. So yeah, you can get some really great rolls, and honestly, anything that rolls 5 times, I would still say is a solid mod to keep, depending on really what the set is and what you're trying to look into for that specific mod, you know. So that's that, and then of course down here you have the primary stats, and hopefully this all can, you know, make sense to you. This is probably not centered towards, you know, extremely new players. This is probably for, you know, mid-game, I'd say. Most endgame players should know most about this stuff, but there you guys go for some of these percentages and increases and mods that, you know, are really, really solid. So my next thing I want to go over here is once I come back over here, we're gonna show you a mod that I recently rolled. That is a defense set with an offense. This is a square that has offense percent and some really great stats and stat increases that I got from 5A to 6E. I wish I did this live for you guys, but this is one I just recently did today. So as you can see here, we have this mod. This is one that was previously on B2, and I can almost guarantee you guys, if you've been playing for a very long time, you're gonna have some of these mods. I didn't even know I had this great of a mod until probably a week or so ago. Like, this is a great mod for GS and just tanks in general, really. So you're like, why is this mod so good? You only got 10 speed, you only got, you know, a little bit of potency, offense, and some defense percent. But hang on right there, guys. Once you turn this thing into a 6E, that defense percent, like we just saw with an extra 134% increase from a 5A to a 6E, it is insane. So this is the mod previously, and we come back into the game. We can see what it looks like now. So like I said, I've been working on my GS, and this is a mod I've been trying to get, or really a mods that I've been trying to go for my GS for a little bit. And this is what it looks like right now. You can see in the top right hand, it is now almost 10%. It's 9.36%, and it only hit twice. It says 3, but everything starts off at 1. It's going to hit from here. You can see it's a 3, but it's really hit twice. Everything else that's a 2 is hit once, so the speed and the offense has hit once. But man, those are for only hitting an additional 2 times. That is very, very top tier. If not, it's, you know, it's probably a great mod to look into. And another one, I don't really have a screenshot of what it was beforehand, but I'm pretty sure off the top of my head, this was around like a 2.1-ish, 2.1% defense, and it's now almost a 6%. So this one I got for GS because he needs to hit hard, you know, somewhat hit hard. He needs to have that defense, and he also needs that protection on the primary stat. And this is really why I wanted this mod 6E, because not only does he have that defense percent, but he also has that offense percentage and that really high flat offense, the 111 that we now have. And that offense percent does get boosted up quite a bit. It was previously, I would say, around, you know, maybe, you know, just like 1%, maybe a little bit lower than that, around there. I would have to do the math on that again. I'm not too sure. Like I said, I don't have the screenshot of what that mod was previously. But these are 2 good mods that I really wanted to show off to you guys. And we've already been over like the just base speed ones on some of these mods. Most people should know that like a good speed mod is like a 20+ mod, you know, like 23, 22, you know, 20. Those are pretty self-explanatory, but I really wanted to go over today some of these other mods that you guys should look into when it comes to your attackers and defenders. And then, of course, you know, you have some other people that, you know, need some other specific stats, like some more potency, some more tenacity. And, of course, you can always incorporate those into your teams and your rosters that you're going to build. But I really wanted to show you guys today some of my favorite ones to go after and what I feel like you guys should be going after as well. So defense percentage, offense percentage, and of course speed. 3 big ones right now, and with, you know, a potential new little tier to the mods from a 6E to whatever it's going to be next, you got to get some good mods going, guys. So last but not least, what is the most effective way to rock your mod farming? And really, you just spam these refreshes, guys. I mean, there's not much to it. I'm not going to do 100 today, but you just pretty much just spam these refreshes, and you just see what you can get. Typically, what I like to do, if I wasn't going hard on a node for another farm I'm doing personally, I would be doing a lot more refreshes a day, probably like 4 to 5 refreshes a day, because mods are a huge part to this game. So I would do a lot more refreshes, but just for the sake of this video, we're going to do a few attempts here. So try to do as many refreshes as you can on the mod farms, and then just spam whatever it is. You always got to do the last here. And I'm trying to get some GS mods right, so I'm going for some defense. You can see here, protection. So this could be a good one. We already have a decent one, but I would love to see some other better ones. And we got some greens. We got another green here, blue, and some, you know, 3 dots, 4 dots. I would love if CG could just get rid of those non-5 dot ones and just have that, kind of like how they changed that in the mod store. But here we go. We're gonna slice some greens, or not some greens, some grays, and just see what we get, we kind of get here. So we're gonna go defense, and we're gonna look for some that are protection because I'm looking for protection. So we're gonna do this, and that's the only one, I guess. So just do one at a time. 3, okay. No, no one I'm looking for there. No defense percentage because I want that. Another protection one, not the greatest. Crit chance, not really good for GS since he gets a lot with his unique. And another flat defense. So this is a really bad mod. I would never upgrade this further. So I'm gonna actually just sell this one. Just sell that one straight off. And there we go. Do not press select all, guys. Be smart about that. Make sure you're clicking the right ones. And I've done that, before a while ago. Just don't make that mistake. And we're gonna do a couple more, and then we're gonna wrap it up. So I'm looking actually for some other ones potentially here because I love doing some of these for the percentage, like I've been saying. And here we go. So this is a good one to show off. So this is a 1.66. If you just want to, get a reference here. The highest one we saw beforehand, the highest you can get for defense percentage is 1.7. So this is dang close to that, right? So now we're going to see if this can slice more defense percent. And it doesn't. So, I'm, depending on who I want, I'm going to probably save this for future use because it could possibly proc some more defense percentage. And this could be, maybe a good mod for another tank down the line. So I'm going to probably keep that. And if you didn't know, you can lock mods here and unlock them if you want to. Pretty much the locking means that you won't, when you accidentally sell all and press that button, you're not going to sell the locked mods. And we'll just continue down the line. We'll do some diamonds. Last diamond here. Let's see what we get. Let's do 11 to speed it up a little bit. And offense percent. That's another cool one. So now we see what the highest one was there for offense percent, and it was 0.56. So you know what? I think this could be a potential good mod because it has some high offense percent. So we're going to slice this. Didn't get it. So, that's the part of RNG here, guys. You're not always going to get the best rolls. And that's one thing where whales can't really, and Krakens, they still have to go through the same RNG everybody else has to. So this is one part and aspect of the game that is still aspect where everybody can get some, decent mods and some really good sets for all your teams, and you still can be pretty competitive for the most part when it comes to your mod game and your characters and your gear and stuff like that. And that's just one thing I've really liked about this game is the mods. So hopefully this little guide, or whatever you want to call it today, just going over some of my favorite mods and what I feel like you guys should be looking into, helps you out a little bit. And if you guys have any more questions, just let me know down below in the comments. I like mods. I think they're a little bit of a, they can be a pain in the butt sometimes, but for the most part I really enjoy them. Slicing can be annoying at times, but figuring out where to put the mods and, stuff like that I really enjoy. So if you guys enjoyed this video, give it a like, share it around, and if you guys are new here to the channel, feel free to sub. We do a lot of different videos covering this game. I've always wanted to do a mod video like this, and I feel like this would be a good time to go over and do one. And I think that's it. I just want to remind you guys one more time. I'll probably do it, until the giveaway, but we do have a giveaway going for the Hyperdrive bundle on the 14th of January, so in a few more days from now. Make sure that you do share this one around. I want to make sure that it's a little bit bigger. There's a little bit more hype behind this one because I would like to do some more in the future. And for that giveaway, you guys know you gotta just be a sub to the channel, and you gotta comment on that video on the 14th to be entered into it, and I'll do a live stream a few days after to see who gets it. So that's pretty much it, guys. Mods today, what I like and what I wanted to go over today. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it, and I'll see you all later.